Hi there. As you can see, everybody, we're back to the video format this week. What I want to talk about this week is outgoing phone calls. I think this is an important part of the business that gets neglected regularly. The first thing I want to talk about in outgoing phone calls is what happens when you actually make the connection. What I want you to do when you're making an outgoing phone call and you make that connection is slow your rate of speech down. Okay, what that does is that gives the person that you're talking to a chance to sort of adjust their mind, sort of recalibrate and get into the phone call. How many of you have gotten the phone call that starts out with blah, 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 okay? You don't know what they're calling about. All you know is you're about to get sold something, right? Okay, slow your rate of speech down when you make the initial contact to give the person you're calling a chance to sort of catch up with you and get into the phone call. Then, once you've done that and you've made the connection, you've got to answer 4 questions every time you make a phone call. The first question is simple. You've got to identify yourself. Who's calling? Hi, this is Dave. Okay? You've got to let them know who you are. The second thing is you've got to identify why you're calling. Okay? Hi, this is Dave from Ice Cold Air. I want to talk to you about a couple things about your car. Okay? And then the third thing you've got to tell them is what's in it for them. Okay? Why should they listen to this phone call? Why should they be interested and engaged? Why should they put down what they're doing or stop looking at their email? Well, hi, this is Dave from Ice Cold Air. I'm calling. There's a couple things I want to go over with you about your car so that we can have it done for you by this afternoon. Okay? There's a payoff for them now. And then finally, the last thing everybody wants to know when they get an incoming phone call is how long is this going to take? Okay? So hi, this is Dave from Ice Cold Air. I want to go over a couple things with you about your car so we can have it ready for you this afternoon. This should just take a couple minutes. You available? Great. Okay. Notice how I ask permission too. That's one thing I like to do whenever I call somebody. Usually I do that right after identifying myself. Hi, this is Dave. Am I catching you at a good time? Or hi, this is Dave from Ice Cold Air. Am I catching you at a good time right now? Okay, it gives people the chance to say, no, I'm really busy, could you call back? Now, if you're calling about their car, they've dropped it off for repair and they would really like to get it back today, they're never going to say that they're too busy. You're the top priority. But simply by giving them the opportunity to do that, they've given you permission to continue with what is ultimately going to be a sales process. You're going to talk about things that they need to fix and improve on their car and spend money with you to do it. Okay, so those are really the basics on an outgoing phone call. When you're making those calls, make sure that you slow your rate of speech down when you make the initial contact. Make sure that you identify who you are, absolute must every time. That you identify why you're calling, what the purpose of the call is, and then that you identify clearly what the payoff is for the listener, for the person receiving that call, to stay engaged in that call with you. And then finally, let them know how long this is going to take. It's a very, very simple process, but it's vitally important to have successful outgoing calls. And as you can see, I'm speaking from a sort of a sales point of view because frankly, most of your outgoing calls are going to be sales calls. They're going to be you or your service writer in a selling situation. So remembering these rules will be very, very helpful in having the most positive outcome for your outgoing calls, particularly your sales calls. So that's it for this week. Again, hope you've enjoyed the new format. We've made some changes, as you'll notice. Instead of having to download a big file this time, you'll simply click on a link. The file is posted somewhere and streamed directly to you. So hopefully this is useful and you've enjoyed it. And like I said in the last written weekly, we'll be bouncing between the written and the video formats. Please continue to give me the feedback because we want to improve this media. Thank you very much.